And hello, welcome to another live stream on my page here on YouTube, Sports Bonanza John, on Kick at Sports Kick John. Game 4 of the World Series. Blue Jays and the Dodgers after an absolute all-star World Series classic game for the ages in Game 3. We'll preview Game 4 momentarily. First of all, I want to start off with a prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day, and thank you for everything you do for us, Lord. And please look over these players and keep everyone safe tonight, Lord. And please do your will amongst everybody and all of us, Lord, as we ask this and need you, Lord, as we ask this in your name. Amen. All right, what a classic Game 3. Finally won in 18 innings on a Freddie Freeman game-winning home run. His second game-winning home run in the last two World Series. Of course, he had the game-winning grand slam in Game 1 last year against the Yankees. So the Dodgers lead this series 2-1. Game 4 now, with the Dodgers looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead. Blue Jays looking to even things up. Pitching matchup tonight, Shane Bieber for the Blue Jays and Shohei Ohtani getting the start on the mound for the Dodgers. In Game 4, Blue Jays have shaken up their lineup considerably tonight. Let's run down the lineup for you. Nathan Lucas leading it off in left field. Vladimir Guerrero hitting second, playing first base. Bo Bichette DHing today in the number 3 spot. Addison Barger hitting cleanup tonight and playing right field. Alejandro Kirk, the catcher, will bat 5th. Varsho in center field batting 6th. Clement hitting 7th, playing third base. Jimenez, the shortstop, batting 8th. And Isaiah Kiner Falefa at second base is hitting 9th. Lucas, Guerrero, Bichette, Barger, Kirk, Varsho, Clement, Jimenez, Kiner Falefa. You notice no George Springer in the batting order tonight. He suffered that injury in Game 3. He is not in the starting lineup tonight for the Blue Jays. Don't know if we'll see him in a pinch hitting role or not. He is listed as day-to-day. So Bo Bichette is in the DH spot tonight. And Shohei Ohtani getting the start on the mound for the Dodgers. Getting his third start of the postseason. He is 2-0 in his previous 2. He's pitched 12 innings. He's given up 3 runs, 5 hits. He's walked 4. He has struck out 19. On an absolutely warm 86-degree late afternoon in Los Angeles. And the fans out in full force once again, as we'll see if we have another classic like we did last night. So we are just about set for Game 4, Blue Jays and Dodgers. Blue Jays looking to tie up the series and make it a best of 3. Dodgers looking to take a commanding 3-1 lead with a chance to close it out at home tomorrow. Again, bullpen available. We will see the availability of the bullpens tonight. Both teams, the Dodgers used all of their relief pitchers last night, and Blue Jays almost did. So we will check the availability for the bullpens. It's probably going to be slim or real thin tonight as far as who will be available. Shohei Ohtani finishing up his warm-up tosses on the mound as we are just about set to go in Game 4. Blue Jays won the opener 11-4. And Dodgers have bounced back with back-to-back wins, 5-1 in Game 2 and that epic 6-5 18-inning win last night. Umpiring crew tonight, John Tumpan is behind the plate. Adam Hamari over at first base. Jordan Baker at second. Will Little, umpire over at third base. Adrian Johnson down the left field line. And Mark Wegner, who was behind the plate last night, is down the right field line. So here we go. It will be Lucas in the leadoff spot tonight for Toronto. Lucas in this postseason hitting .288. Ohtani set to go on the mound. Lucas stepping up to the plate. And we are just about set for Game 4. Ohtani ready, and the first pitch is upstairs, ball one. Ohtani delivers the 1-0 pitch to Lucas. That's lifted down the left field line, and it will be caught in left field. Enrique Hernandez reaching over the wall into the seats to grab that ball. Brings up Guerrero. Guerrero fouls it back, strike one. Guerrero hitting .414 in the postseason with 6 home runs. He's drove in 12. Oh, 1 pitch is a strike. It's 0-2 on Guerrero. Oh, 2 a swing and a miss. Guerrero strikes out on 3 pitches, and very quickly 2 outs in the first. And it will bring up Bo Bichette. Bichette 3 for 7 in the postseason. Pitch to Bichette, swing and a miss, strike one. A 1 pitch. That's a little outside. Counts even 1-1. One pitch, swing and a miss. Counts now 1-2 on Bichette. Two or 1-2 pitch is outside. That will even the count 2-2. 2-2 outside, and the count now full 3-2. Payoff pitch downstairs, and Bichette draws a 2-out walk here in the top of the first, and it'll bring up Barger hitting cleanup for the Blue Jays. Barger in the postseason hitting .318. Four for 9 here in the World Series for Barger. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Oh, 1 to Barger. Downstairs, 1-1. Ohtani does not like the baseball he was given and asks for a new one. One is downstairs, and it's now 2-1 on Addison Barger. Two one, strike two. 2-2, the count on Barger. Two, that misses low, and that's another full count now. 3-2 on Barger. Three-two, that's hit and to third base, but there is absolutely no play. That's going to be an infield single. So 2 on with 2 out. Muncy reached for it and was able to get a glove on it, but had no chance to throw out Barger. And here's Alejandro Kirk, hitting .273 in the postseason, had a 3-run home run last night. He's hitting .500 in the World Series. Kirk fouls this one off, strike one. Kirk pops it up. And the catch made by Freeman at first base. So the Blue Jays, who stranded 19 men on base last night, start off the top of the first by stranding 2. Dodgers coming up for the first time. Bottom 1 in Game 4. They will be facing Shane Bieber on the mound for the Blue Jays, and the Dodgers will send this batting order. Ohtani pitching tonight is leading off. Mookie Betts playing shortstop and batting second. Freddie Freeman at first base will bat third. Will Smith, the catcher, in the cleanup spot. Teoscar Hernandez in right field will bat fifth. Max Muncy, the third baseman, batting sixth. Tommy Edman at second base, batting seventh. Enrique Hernandez, the left fielder, hitting eighth. And Paez, the center fielder, hitting ninth. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Smith, Hernandez, Muncy, Edman, Hernandez, Paez, the batting order for the Dodgers. Taking on Blue Jays starter tonight, Shane Bieber, making his 4th start of the postseason, 1-0. Pitched 12 1/3 innings, giving up 6 runs, 16 hits. Walked 3 and struck out 15. So Ohtani to lead off. He was intentionally walked 4 times last night, walked a total of 5. The 5th one wasn't an intentional walk officially, but it was basically one of those intentional walks. But in the postseason, Ohtani hitting 283, 8 home runs in postseason play for Ohtani. As he will lead off here in the bottom of the first against Shane Bieber. First pitch, bottom 1 to Ohtani, upstairs, ball 1. 1-0 pitch is high, 2-0 to Ohtani. He's hitting 500 in the World Series, 6 for 12, and now it's 3-0. There's a strike. There's strike 2. Ohtani was on his way to first base. Eek. That was nowhere near the strike zone. Now a full count on Ohtani, and here's the pitch. And that looked like it hit the corner and is called ball 4. So Ohtani draws a leadoff walk. It'll bring up Mookie Betts. Betts in postseason play hitting 250. Pitch to Betts. Strike 1. Betts hitting 250 in the postseason, but just 2 for 15 in the World Series. Oh, 1. Down low, ball and a strike on Mookie Betts. Ohtani, the lead at first, does not go, and the pitch is low. 2-1. Two-one pitch. At the knee, strike 2. 2-2 now the count on Mookie Betts. Two-two pitch. Down low. Nice stop by Kirk. Count goes full. So of Bieber's first 11 pitches, 7 of them have been out of the strike zone. See if Ohtani will get a head start from first base. Bieber's payoff pitch is popped up right center field. And heading over to make the catch for the first out is Addison Barger. And here comes last night's hero, Freddie Freeman. Freeman hitting .231 in the postseason, 2 home runs, but none more dramatic than last night's in the bottom of the 18th inning that won it for the Dodgers. And Freeman receives a standing ovation as he comes to home plate. Freeman hits it foul, strike one. Freeman hitting 3 for 13 in the World Series. Strike one pitch is low, 1-1. One is a bouncer to second. They go to second and get the lead runner. Ohtani retired at second base. And there are 2 outs. So fielder's choice 4-6. And it will bring up the catcher, Will Smith. Will Smith, postseason play, hitting .293. So Freeman at first with 2 outs. And ball 1 outside to Will Smith. One-0 pitch. That's a foul ball. Counts even 1-1. One and one, the count on Will Smith. And the pitch. In the air to right. Barger there. He's got it. And the Dodgers retired in the bottom of the first. A walk to Ohtani, but nothing further. End of 1 in Game 4. Blue Jays, Dodgers, no score. Update you on my live stream schedule for the rest of the week. Of course, we'll be on with you tomorrow night for Game 5 of this World Series, Blue Jays and Dodgers. Probable pitching matchup tomorrow night for Game 5, Trey Savage expected to get the Game 5 start for Toronto. Blake Snell, the expected starter tomorrow night for the Dodgers. We'll have an official announcement tomorrow night, but I'm considering going on the live stream Thursday night for a college football game between Tulane and UTSA. The only reason I'm considering that game is because Tulane, now probably amongst the front runners for that group of 5 college football playoff berth. So because of that, I am very considering going on the live stream Thursday night for that Tulane UTSA college football game. Here we head to the second inning in a scoreless game after one. Varsho is going to lead off the top of the second for the Blue Jays. Varsho in the postseason hitting .263. This a Blue Jays team throughout the postseason has hit 24 home runs. And keeping that in mind, the Blue Jays team that's hit 24 home runs, they did not even play in the wild card series. So that is just in 2.5 rounds of the playoffs. So it would be in this now the 15th game of the postseason for the Blue Jays. And they've hit 24 homers in their first 14. So to work here in the top of the second, Ohtani facing Varsho. First pitch, top two, Ohtani to Varsho is popped up. Mookie Betts calling. 1 pitch, 1 out in the Blue Jays second. And it will bring up Clement. Clement in the postseason hitting .386. He's been above 500, or above 400 rather, for most of the postseason, but he has now dropped under the 400 mark. He's hitting 4 for 15 in the World Series. 0-1 is outside, a ball and a strike on Clement. One is a strike. 1-2. One, two, way outside. And the count's now 2-2. Two-two pitch. Grounder to first. Freeman, the underhand throw to Ohtani, covering first for out number 2. And it'll bring up Jimenez. Bases empty and 2 outs. Jimenez hitting .235 in the postseason. Jimenez, a little nubber back to Ohtani, the underhand throw, and the Blue Jays retired 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Bottom 2 we go. Game 4, Dodger Stadium, Blue Jays, Dodgers, no score. So Teoscar Hernandez will lead it off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the second. Teoscar Hernandez in the postseason hitting .268. He's got 5 homers. This is a Dodgers team that's hit 20 home runs in the postseason. Remember, they've played an extra series as they played in the opening wild card series. So 20 home runs for the Dodgers, and this being their 15th game. So Bieber back to work here in the bottom of the second. So Bieber, after an 18-pitch first inning, heads back to work for the bottom of the second. So here's Teoscar Hernandez stepping in. First pitch, bottom 2 from Bieber. Strike 1. Teoscar Hernandez hitting 4 for 15 in the World Series. That 0-1 pitch misses low. Ball and a strike. Ground ball to short. And 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And it will bring up Max Muncy. Muncy hitting 190 in the postseason. Bieber's pitch to Muncy is a ball, 1-0. One-0 pitch downstairs, 2-0. Muncy hitting just 2 for 14 here in the World Series. But now he's ahead of the count, 3-0. Bieber delivering the 3-0. That's a nowhere near either. 4-pitch walk to Max Muncy here in the bottom of the second, and it'll bring up Tommy Edman. Edman in postseason play hitting 240. Pitch. That's ripped foul. Strike 1. I mean, that was smoked down the first baseline. Edman hitting just 2 for 15 in the World Series. A 1 pitch to Edman is a little high, 1-1. One inside, 2-1. Up the middle, there's a base hit for Edman, rounding second and heading to third, and the throw cut off. It's first and third with 1 out for the Dodgers with an early scoring chance tonight. And the batter will be Enrique Hernandez. 286 hitter in the postseason. Chance for the Dodgers to strike first here in Game 4. Ball 1. Good stop back there by Kirk. One 0 pitch on the way to Enrique Hernandez. Swing and a miss. 1-1. One pitch. Bouncer foul, and it's now 1-2 on Hernandez. Runners at the corners, 1 out here in the second. Dodgers an early scoring opportunity here in Game 4. The 1-2 pitch. Down low, 2-2. Bieber's 2-2. To Enrique Hernandez. Into left field. That is foul. Just foul. And the count stays 2-2. Comes another 2-2 pitch. In the air, right field. This will definitely get a run home at the warning track. Catch is made by Barger. Muncy tags and will score. Sacrifice fly, and it's 1-0 Dodgers in the second. The batter will be Pages, who's hitting just 4 for 48 in the postseason. 0.83 average. Trying to somehow, some way get out of this postseason funk he's in. Strike 1. Just 1 for 13 in this series is Pages. Ball 1. One pitch. In the air to left center at the warning track. The catch is made by Varsho. So Pages gave that one a little bit of a ride. But Varsho there to grab. Dodgers get one on the sacrifice fly and take the early lead in Game 4. We head to the third. 1-0 LA. Isaiah Kiner Falefa will lead it off in the third for Toronto. Then he'll be followed by the top of the order, Lucas and Guerrero. So Isaiah Kiner Falefa will lead off the third for the Blue Jays. Postseason play hitting 172, 5 out of 29. So Ohtani now taking the hill with a lead in this game of 1-0. A walk to Muncy. A single for Edman moved Muncy to third, and then a sacrifice fly by Enrique Hernandez drove in Muncy and drove in the game's first run here in Game 4. So here we go. Isaiah Kiner Falefa to lead it off here in the third inning for Toronto. Blue Jays looking to come from behind in this one and even this series and make it a best-of-3 series. Dodgers look to take a commanding 3-1 lead and have a chance to close it out at home tomorrow night. Ohtani back to work against Kiner Falefa to lead off the third. Kiner Falefa stepping in. Still looking for his first hit of the World Series. He's 0 for 8 in the series. And Kiner Falefa takes on the outside corner, strike one. 0-1 pitch, strike two. Quickly 0-2 on Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Oh-2 is low, ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch from Ohtani to Kiner Falefa is a bouncer to second on one hop. And make it now 0 for 9 in the World Series for Isaiah Kiner Falefa. 1 out in the third. And back to the top of the order, Lucas. Ohtani has lacing up his shoes here before this at bat. To Lucas. And the pitch. Inside, ball one. 1-0 pitch. Line foul, first base side. Counts even 1-1. A warm 86 degrees at first pitch in Los Angeles. One from Ohtani. That is ripped into right field, and Lucas has a base hit. Lucas took a turn around first, but will hold with a 1-out single, and it will bring up Guerrero. Guerrero, a strikeout victim his first time up. Guerrero takes ball one. Now, one thing you will not see this Blue Jays team do a lot of, and that's be aggressive on the base paths. They only have one stolen base the entire playoffs. They only had 77 total in the regular season, so they're not a real aggressive base running team on the bases. One 0 pitch. High and inside to Guerrero. It's 2-0. To Guerrero from Ohtani. Foul back. 2-1. Two-one pitch on the way to Guerrero from Ohtani. Guerrero sends a drive. Deep left center field and goodbye. Guerrero sends it out to left center. And just like that, the Blue Jays have taken a 2-1 lead. Guerrero goes deep for the 7th time in the playoffs. I think Guerrero knew it the minute he hit it that was out of here. 395 feet to left center field. And the Blue Jays go from down one to up one on one Guerrero swing of the bat. The batter will be Bo Bichette. On the ground to second. 2 down. So Bichette retired on one pitch, and it'll bring up Barger. Barger a single his first time up back in the first inning. Barger fouls it off for strike one. A 1 pitch misses outside to Barger, counts even 1-1. With Barger single in the first, he's now hitting .500 in the World Series. Fouls this back, and the count goes to 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Barger sends this to left. Enrique Hernandez under it, and the Blue Jays retired in the third, but a Vladimir Guerrero 2-run home run has given the Blue Jays a 2-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the third, game 4. Be the top of the order for the Dodgers: Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman in the bottom of the third inning. So Ohtani to lead it off here at the bottom of the third. Ohtani walked his first time up to lead off the bottom of the first. And now Shane Bieber going to work on the mound with the lead now. Both teams, are going to want to avoid going deep in the bullpen as much as they can after the wrath of pitchers they both used last night. First pitch. Bottom 3 is low, ball 1. One 0 is foul. Counts even 1-1. One swing and a miss. 1-2. One-two pitch downstairs. Ohtani held up 2-2. Two-two pitch to Ohtani from Bieber. Swing and a miss. He got him. Ohtani strikes out, and he strikes out for the now 20th time in the postseason. We got to applaud Bieber here. He was going right after Ohtani, and he got the K on him this time. And it'll bring up Mookie Betts. Strike one. Betts flew out his first time. Oh, 1 pitch. Hammered and caught at third base. That was a liner, and Clement able to make the catch. He probably took away a double anyway. That was a smash. But the great reflexes for Clement, and he's able to make the catch. And here comes Freddie Freeman with the bases empty and 2 outs. Strike one. Freeman grounded into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. A 1 is foul, and the count goes to 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch is foul. Count stays 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch is lined into left. That's going to drop for a base hit. Freeman aboard with a 2-out single here in the bottom of the third. And it'll bring up Will Smith. Second hit for the Dodgers. Pitch to Smith is upstairs, ball 1. Will Smith flew out to end the bottom of the first. One 0 pitch to Smith. Little low, 2-0. Two 0 pitch. That's low again. It's 3-0. Teoscar Hernandez on deck. Three 0 pitch. Smith taking all the way, and it's right down the middle for strike one. Smith ready, and Bieber's 3-1 pitch. One hop to third. Clement with the pickup. Throw on to first in time, and that'll end the bottom of the third inning. Two out single for Freeman, but he's stranded. We head to the fourth. The middle innings coming up. 2-1 Blue Jays. Will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Toronto. Kirk, Varsho, and Clement due up in the top of the fourth inning. Again, the scheduled starting pitching matchup tomorrow night for Game 5, Trey Savage. The scheduled Game 5 starter for the Blue Jays, Blake Snell. the scheduled starter for Game 5 for the Dodgers. That game is tomorrow. Again, the same start time, just after 8 o'clock Eastern time, just after 5 o'clock out there in Southern California. The question is, will the Dodgers have a chance to wrap up their second consecutive World Series title at home, or will that be a Game 5 to break a 2-2 series tie? I'm going to say one thing I was going to say last night, but I still had to work today, so I had to close the live stream pretty quick after the conclusion of Game 4, or at the conclusion of Game 3. But I was going to say that last night proved why I think that ghost runner rule in extra innings in the regular season is absolute bupkis. It takes away the kind of excitement we had in Game 3 last night. So Kirk, as we go back to this one, Kirk will lead it off here in the top of the fourth. Kirk is 0 for 1 so far. Ohtani at 43 pitches through 3 innings. Bieber a little high. He's at 54 through 3 innings. So here we go. Ohtani against Kirk here, top of the fourth. Blue Jays leading 2-1 thanks to a Vladimir Guerrero 2-run home run. That pitch way outside, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Hit foul, counts even 1-1. One. Pitch is high, and the appeal to first base umpire, who says no swing, and the count is 2-1. 2-1. There's a strike at the knees. Counts even 2-2. Two pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ohtani's second strikeout. 1 out here in the fourth. We'll bring up Dalton Varsho. Pitch to Varsho, hits the inside corner, strike 1. Varsho popped out his first time up back in the second. And the 0-1 pitch misses high, ball and a strike. One is high, 2-1. Two-one pitch is low. It's now 3-1. Three-one pitch. Foul back. Count goes full. Three-two swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ohtani. His third of the game, and it'll bring up Clement. Ball one to Clement. Clement grounded out back in the second inning in his prior plate appearance tonight. Swing and a miss on the 1-0 pitch. Counts even 1-1. One. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One, two, downstairs, 2-2. Two pitch. Bouncer foul. Count stays 2-2. Two. Swing and a miss. Ohtani strikes out the side in the fourth. Bottom of the fourth coming in game 4. 2-1 Toronto. Be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Dodgers. Teoscar Hernandez, Max Muncy, Tommy Edman due up in the bottom of the fourth. So Teoscar Hernandez, who homered last night, leads it off in the bottom of the fifth, or will lead it off. Oh for 1 in this one. So Bieber back to work here in the fourth inning. Again, he's at 54 pitches through 3 innings. Pitch count's a little high. And he will face, again, the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the fourth. You'll run down some other news from the sports world coming up next half inning. Couple college football games taking place in the group of 5 conferences, one out of Conference USA and one out of the Sun Belt. And that Sun Belt game is featuring one of the teams that they may not be high on the list of group of 5 hopefuls to make the college football playoff, but they're in the mix. We'll tell you about them at the next half inning. First pitch, bottom 4, lifted in the air to center. 1 pitch and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning as it's a fly out to center field. For Teoscar Hernandez, it'll bring up Max Muncy. Muncy walked and scored the Dodgers' run in the 2nd. And a strike. 0-1 on Muncy. Oh, 1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Muncy went around. That's strike 3. Bieber with his 2nd strikeout, 2 down, and it'll bring up Tommy Edman. Edman singled his first time up. Bases empty, 2 outs. Pitch to Edman, ball 1. One 0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Well, foul ball. 1-1. Bieber's 1-1 to Tommy Edman, down low, 2-1. Two-one pitch. Down low, it's 3-1. Enrique Hernandez is on deck. Three-one to Tommy Edman. Ball 4, and that is a 2-out walk as now Edman has reached base both times tonight. Batter Enrique Hernandez and takes ball 1. Hernandez a sacrifice fly back in the 2nd that drove in the Dodgers' run. Edman short lead at first, and the pitch upstairs, 2-0 to Hernandez. Two-0 pitch is in the air, right center field, and a play out there by Barger. And that does it for the Dodgers in the 4th. On to the 5th. Game 4, 2-1, Toronto. Jimenez, Kiner Falefa, and the top of the order, Lucas, due up in the 5th for the Blue Jays. Two runs, 3 hits for the Blue Jays. 1 run, 2 hits for the Dodgers. If there is a game 6 of this series, it would be Friday night back at the Rogers Center. Update you on other sports action, those 2 college football games taking place. Game out of Conference USA, Kennesaw State, who looks to get bowl eligible, they lead UTEP 14-10 late second quarter. And in the Sun Belt, the other team I was telling you about that's at least in the conversation for the group of 5 college football playoff berth, that's James Madison. They're at Texas State. And James Madison is rolling in that one 28-10 as James Madison looks to go to 7-1. So those are the 2 college football games occurring tonight. Again, I possibly may be on Thursday night for a college football live stream, Tulane and UTSA. I will have an official announcement tomorrow on whether I will be on the live stream for that or not. Back to this one in Game 4. Blue Jays lead at 2-1. To the top of the 5th we go. Jimenez leads off. Jimenez 0 for 1 so far. As dusk has set in Los Angeles. Ohtani back to work on the mound. First pitch, top 5, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Off the plate, 2-0 on Jimenez. This game moving right along through 4 innings tonight. 2-0 pitch. That hits the outside corner for strike 1, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts even, 2-2. Two. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That is 4 consecutive strikeouts for Ohtani. Gives him 5 in the game. And Isaiah Kiner Falefa will step up. Strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Foul back, and Kiner Falefa's in an 0-2 hole. 0-2. Connor Falifa in the air to left. And 2 outs. Back to the top of the order in Lucas. Bases empty, 2 outs. Lucas 1 for 2. Singled his last time up, and he scored on the Guerrero 2-run homer. And Guerrero is on deck. Pitch to Lucas. Ball 1. One 0 misses low. It's 2-0. Two 0 pitch. Low again. It's 3-0. Ohtani on the mound just threw his 70th pitch. The 3-0. Outside corner, strike 1. Ohtani is due up second in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters for the Dodgers. Pages, Ohtani, and Betts. 3-1 is through into left center field for a base hit. Lucas with his second hit of the night. And it will bring up Guerrero. Similar situation as last time. A Lucas single preceded Guerrero's at bat, and Guerrero took it out to left center. Back in the 3rd. Ohtani's pitch to Guerrero. Swing and a miss. He was swinging for the fence again. Oh, 1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. One pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One, 2. Guerrero gets jammed and into center field. The catch made, and that'll do it. 2-out single for Lucas. He's stranded this time. Midway through Game 4, Blue Jays lead the Dodgers 2-1. Pages, Ohtani, and Betts. 9-1 and 2 in the order. Coming up in the bottom of the 5th against Shane Bieber. So Bieber back to work at 66 pitches through 4 innings, only through 12 in that 4th inning. That's at Game 5 tomorrow night in Los Angeles. And then if there is a Game 6, it would be Friday back at the Rogers Center in Toronto. And if there is a 7th and deciding game, it will be Saturday night in Toronto. I will be on the live stream for all the games, however many it takes to decide a World Series champion. If there is no baseball on Saturday, I will have a college football live stream. At least one game on Saturday, possibly two. So here's Pages to lead it off in the bottom of the fifth. Pages trying desperately to get out of this postseason funk that he is currently in. First pitch on the way to Pages from Bieber here in the bottom of the fifth. Ball one. Pages flew out his first time up back in the second. 1-0 pitch is off the plate. It's 2-0. Hit foul. Count goes to 2-1. Pages steps back in the box. Ohtani on deck. Beavers 2-1. Strike two. Two is in the air to right. And the postseason struggles continue. Barger makes the catch. 1 out. Pages now 4 for 50 in the postseason. Here's Ohtani. Walked his first time up, but he struck out against Bieber his last time. Ohtani swings and fouls this one off for strike one. Ooh, Ohtani hobbling a little bit after that swing. Oh, the ball came up and hit him right below the left knee. Ohtani trying to walk it off. And does so and steps back in the box. And here's the 0-1 pitch from Bieber. Fouled away, and Ohtani's in an 0-2 hole. Ohtani had to do a little bit of repair of the bat. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Ohtani strikes out for the second time. He didn't like that call. 2 down for Mookie Betts. Yeah, it may have been a little outside. Here's Betts. Fly out and a line out. 0 for 2 for Betts. And he sends this one into center. Varsho right there. And a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 5th for Bieber. He's gone 5. We head to the 6th in game 4. Still 2-1 Toronto. Bichette, Barger, Kirk. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Blue Jays in the 6th. Leading this game 2-1. So Bichette 0 for 1 with a walk in the game will lead off the 6th inning for Toronto. Ohtani to work in the 6th. He's at 76 pitches through 5 innings. Bieber has shut him down at the plate tonight. Both starters have made it through 5 in this one. Something that John Schneider and Dave Roberts needed after exhausting their bullpens in that 18-inning marathon last night. Strike 1 here to Bichette to lead off the 6th. 0-1, swing and a miss on a pitch way outside. It's 0-2. 0-2 is outside, 1-2. One-two pitch to Bichette. Fouled off. Bichette stays alive. One-two. Another foul ball. Count stays 1-2. Ohtani's 1-2 pitch to Bichette. Outside, 2-2. Two. Bichette sends it in the air to left. Enrique Hernandez there for the first out. Brings up Barger. Barger 1 for 2. Strike one. Barger singled in the first. Hits this one right back to Ohtani. And over to Freeman for out number 2. And that will bring up Alejandro Kirk. Kirk a pop out and a strikeout tonight in his 2 plate appearances. Inside, ball 1. One-0 pitch. Outside, 2-0. Varsho on deck. Two-0. Strike one. 2-1. Two-one pitch popped up, foul, back, out of play. 2-2. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Kirk strikes out for the second time. Ohtani makes it through 6, but he trails 2-1. As we go to the bottom half of inning number 6. It'll be Freeman, Smith, and Teoscar Hernandez, 3, 4, and 5 in the Dodgers lineup. In the bottom of the 6th inning. After a 6-hour and 40-minute marathon game 3 that took 18 innings, we're heading to the bottom of the 6th tonight, and we're at 1 hour and 33 minutes. Freeman, the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He is 1 for 2 with a single. So here we go, bottom 6. Bieber back to work on the hill. He tries to get through 6. He's only allowed 2 hits through the first 5. Freddie Freeman, the hero of the game for the Dodgers last night, hitting the game-winning walk-off homer in the bottom of the 18th inning. First pitch to him, strike 1. 0-1, that's a strike, and Freeman behind in the count, 0-2. 0-2, down low, a ball and 2 strikes. Bullpen starting to loosen for Toronto. Chris Bassitt and Mason Flaherty. Bieber's 1-2 to Freeman. Hit off the glove of Guerrero, and it'll trickle into right field. And Freeman has, I would think, that's going to be scored a single here in the bottom of the 6th. And it is. That was a hard shot off the glove of Guerrero. And Freeman reaches with his second single of the night. So the tying run at first, and Will Smith the batter. Smith 0 for 2. Smith sends it into center. That's going to be a sliding grab out there by Varsho for the first out. One out, and it'll bring up Teoscar Hernandez. And now a meeting on the mound. John Schneider out to talk to Bieber. Hasn't pulled him yet. Are you asking him, how do you feel right now? And Schneider's leaving him in. So Bieber against Teoscar Hernandez. Into center field, over second for a base hit. Tying run now at second as Freeman moves up on the single by Teoscar Hernandez. 2 on with 1 out for Max Muncy. It's 0 for 1. He walked and scored the Dodgers' run in the second. And that is going to be it for Bieber as Schneider comes back out. So Bieber goes 5 1/3, but will be pulled here in the bottom of the 6th. And is responsible for the 2 base runners on base. As Mason Flaherty coming into the game. Flaherty coming in for the 10th time in the postseason. He's pitched 5 1/3 innings, given up 4 runs, 8 hits. He's walked 2. He has struck out 8. Comes in with runners at first and second and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And he will be facing Max Muncy. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. Freeman, the runner at second. Teoscar Hernandez, the runner at first. So Flaherty to face Muncy. Pitch. In the air to left center. Varsho is there for the second out. And Muncy flies out. And that will bring up Tommy Edman. Reached base both times. He singled and walked. Two on with 2 outs. Pitch to Edman. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Crowd on their feet at Dodger Stadium. Big portion of the game right here. 0-1. Bounced foul, and Edman's in an 0-2 hole. Flaherty's 0-2 to Edman. Swing and a miss. He got him. Flaherty comes on and gets a flyout and a strikeout, and the Dodgers strand 2. On we go to the 7th in Game 4. Blue Jays still lead it 2-1. It'll be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, Varsho, Clement, and Jimenez in the 7th inning. So the line now closed on Bieber, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 1 run it was earned, walked 3, struck out 3, through 81 pitches. He stands to get the win if this holds. But the Blue Jays feel far from comfortable with just the 1-run lead. They would love to add some insurance. Varsho will lead it off. He is 0 for 2 on the night. Recapping the scoring, Dodgers got their run in the second on a sacrifice fly by Enrique Hernandez. It scored Max Muncy and made it 1-0 Dodgers. But then in the top of the third, Vladimir Guerrero, 2-run home run to left center. That made it 2-1 Blue Jays, and it has stayed that score ever since. So here's Varsho leading it off here in the top of the seventh. First pitch, that's lined into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. So Varsho on the first pitch of the top of the seventh sends a single to right. And the Blue Jays have their leadoff man on. And it'll bring up it'll bring up Clement. I'm a batter ahead. Clement is 0 for 2 in the game. Clement takes inside, ball 1. Ground out and a strikeout on the night for Clement. 1-0 pitch. Clement sends this one into left center field. That's going to get down and off the wall. Varsho heading to third. And it is a double for Clement, and the Blue Jays have 2 on in scoring position here in the seventh. And the batter will be Jimenez. And Dave Roberts is coming out. That's going to do it for Ohtani. He goes 6+ and gets a standing ovation from the fans, trailing 2-1 and responsible for 2 on with runners at second and third here in the seventh. Ohtani gives way to Anthony Banda. Banda will be making his 6th appearance in the postseason. Pitched 3 2/3 innings, giving up 3 runs, 4 hits. Walked 1 and struck out 3. But inherits quite the jam here in the 7th inning entering this game. Blue Jays have second and third with nobody out. So that will move Ohtani to the DH. So Banda in to face Jimenez. With runners at second and third and nobody out for the Blue Jays. Here we go. Banda's first pitch to Jimenez. As both teams now in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Oh, 1 pitch to Jimenez. Ball one. One pitch. At the knee, strike two. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Downstairs, 2-2. Kiner Falefa on deck. Banda's 0-2 pitch to Jimenez. Ball three, Will Smith doing a good job keeping that in front. Not letting it get to the backstop, and the runners have to stay put. I have no idea how Will Smith was able to save it and keep it in front of him, but he did. Full count pitch, time called before the full count pitch. Three-two. Fouled away. Count stays full. Another 3-2 and another foul. Jimenez hanging in. Pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Jimenez lined into left center for a base hit. 1 run scores. Holding at third is Clement. RBI single by Jimenez. Drives in Varsho. It's 3-1 Toronto. That run is charged to Ohtani. And here's Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Big insurance run for the Blue Jays. And now Kiner Falefa steps up, 0 for 2 on the night. Showing bunt and taking a ball. I don't think this is necessarily a squeeze bunt. This is just to try to get the other runner into scoring position. Showing bunt again, and it's 2-0. We're back to the top of the order. Lucas on deck. Two-0 pitch to Kiner Falefa. Not close. 3-0. Kiner Falefa swings away and fouls it off. It's 3-1. (3-1) instead is a throw to first. Jimenez back safely. (3-1) offering to Kiner Falefa. Hit right to third and a double play. Jimenez got doubled off first base. That was a line shot to Muncy, who caught it and then quickly threw to first to double off Jimenez. And it looks like Toronto might challenge that call at first base. It's close. And John Schneider is calling for the challenge. On the call at first. Well, when they slow it down, it looks like Jimenez was able to just get back. Looks like he was just able to get his right hand back on the bag before the ball hit Freeman's glove. So I think this is going to be overturned. And instead of a double play, runner at third, 2 outs, it'll be first and third, 1 out, I think. It was very close, but they slowed it down and on the TV replay and stopped the frame. And when they did that, I think it showed Jimenez's hand just getting in before the ball hit Freeman's glove. Here's the angle they're showing right now. Looks like Jimenez may have banged up his hand a little bit, sliding back into the bag. Excuse me. They're still looking at this. Now, the call on the field was out. And we're going to get the call now. And they have overturned the call and have called Jimenez safe. That one angle from home plate was the telling angle. The other angles you couldn't really tell. So it is first and third, 1 out. And the top of the order, Lucas, the batter. That was a great heads-up play by Muncy after he caught the ball to immediately throw over to first base, and he almost got Jimenez. Meeting on the mound here as Mark Pryor makes his way out to talk to Banda. So here we go. Banda against Lucas. It is not going to be Lucas. It's going to be a pinch hitter, Ty France. France went 1 for 3 last night in his only appearance in the postseason. Swings and misses here, strike 1. Oh, 1 to France. A bouncer to second. That's going to get a run home. The throw to first in time to get Freeman. But that will bring in Clement on the RBI ground out, and it makes it 4-1 Blue Jays. And Jimenez advances to second. And it will bring up Guerrero. And out comes Dave Roberts. So both those runs are charged to Ohtani. So that's going to close the door on Ohtani, and they're going to intentionally walk Guerrero here. And that brings out Dave Roberts to get Banda. And it will bring in Blake Treinen. So 2 runs in here in the 7th for the Blue Jays as they now lead at 4-1, and we will see Blake Treinen come in to pitch for the Dodgers. Treinen in for the 9th time in the postseason. He's pitched 4 innings, given up 4 runs, 8 hits, walked 2, struck out 5. He does have a save. So the book closed on Ohtani, 6+ innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 93 pitches. The book is not yet closed on Banda because the 2 on base are his responsibility. Bo Bichette will be the batter that Treinen will face. 7th batter of the inning for the Blue Jays. Bichette 0 for 2 tonight. He has reached on a walk. 2 big insurance runs here in the 7th inning for the Blue Jays. And they have 2 on base. Jimenez at second, Guerrero at first. So here we go. Treinen against Bichette. Strike 1. Looking to the Dodgers' 8th inning, or 7th inning. Enrique Hernandez, Pages, and the top of the order, Ohtani. 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup. That is line to left, and that is going to be bouncing off the wall. Here comes Jimenez. Guerrero holds at third. RBI for Bichette. RBI single. It's 5-1 Toronto. And that will bring Barger to the plate. Barger 1 for 3 tonight. First and third, 2 outs. Barger, that's through into left center for a base hit. Guerrero scores. RBI single for Barger, and the Blue Jays have broke loose here in the 7th inning. as they have now put 4 on the board and have made it 6-1. And it will bring up Kirk. Kirk will be the 9th batter in the inning. Blue Jays have batted around here in the 7th. So those 2 runs charged to Banda. So that will close the book on him. Kirk 0 for 3 tonight, takes low ball 1. Popped out and struck out twice. Well, the question was, how would Toronto respond after that heartbreaking 18-inning loss in Game 3? And I think we've got our answer. Two and 0 now to Kirk. Varsho on deck. He started the top of the 7th inning. Two-0 pitch, swing and a miss, 2-1. Jack Dreyer loosening in the Dodger pen. Strike 2. 2-2 on Kirk. Two-two pitch. Kirk lines it into right. There's Teoscar Hernandez for the 3rd out, but a big 7th inning for the Blue Jays as they score 4 times. Stretch time at Dodger Stadium. Dodgers now in a big hole. They trail 6-1. And again, Enrique Hernandez, Pages, and the top of the order, Ohtani. In the bottom of the 7th now, the Dodgers are going to have to get their offense going. We know they can. They are capable. So the line on Banda, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk. Bassett's coming in to pitch here for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th. Chris Bassett on for the 5th time in the postseason. Pitched 4 2/3 innings. He's walked 1 and struck out 6. So Flaherty goes 2/3 of an inning with 1 strikeout, only threw 4 pitches in getting the final 2 outs at the bottom of the 6th. So here's Enrique Hernandez to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Against Bassett, first pitch, foul ball, strike one. Defensive changes for the Blue Jays, which I'll tell you about here, or a defensive change. That's a grounder to short. Jimenez over to first for out number 1. Miles Straw into the game to play left field. He replaces Lucas out there. Lucas was lifted for a pinch hitter, France. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here for Pages. It's going to be Alex Call. Call is hitting 4 for 7 in the postseason. So with Pages' postseason struggles, they are lifting him for a pinch hitter. Strike one. A 1 pitch. Right at the knees for strike two. Call behind at the count 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch to Call. Outside, 1-2. Ohtani on deck. One, two, called, strike three. Call goes down on strikes, 2 outs. And the batter's Ohtani. Ohtani 0 for 2. He did reach on a walk to lead off the bottom of the first, and he struck out his other 2 plate appearances. Ball 1. One 0 to Ohtani. 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Ohtani, 2-1. Two-one pitch. On the ground to second. Dodgers down 1-2-3 in the 7th inning. On we go to the 8th, game 4. 6-1 Toronto. Varsho, Clement, Jimenez, 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Blue Jays. As we head to the 8th inning. So into the 8th we go. 4th pitcher of the night for the Dodgers coming in, Jack Dreyer. Dreyer coming on for the 4th time in the postseason. He's pitched 2 innings. Given up 1 hit, walked 2, struck out 1. So the line on Treinen, a third of an inning, give up 2 hits. Here's Varsho to lead off the 8th. He's 1 for 3. Singled and scored a run in that 4-run 7th inning for Toronto. First pitch, top 8, strike 1. A 1 pitch, popped up. Muncy at third base makes the catch for the first out. Alex Call, who pinch hit for Pages in the bottom of the 7th, stays in the game to play left field. Enrique Hernandez, who was in left, he moves to center field. Here's Clement, 1 for 3, doubled and scored last inning. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Looking ahead to the Dodgers' 8th inning, it's going to be 2, 3, and 4 coming up in the lineup. Betts, Freeman, as it's now 0-2. Betts, Freeman, and Will Smith. As the Blue Jays are 6 outs away from evening this series back up at 2 games apiece. 0-2 pitch is low. Peel to first base, and first base umpire says no swing. One, 2 is foul. Count will stand pat, 1-2. One-two pitch. On the ground, nice play by Freeman at first, but it's going to be late on the throw to Dreyer. And Clement beats it out. It'll be an infield single. Dave Roberts checking to see if he wants to challenge it. Nah, Clement beat it. Here's Jimenez. 1 for 3 in the game. Oh, and he's hit in the back. Jimenez hit by the pitch, and it puts runners at first and second for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Kiner-Falefa 0 for 3. Clement the runner at second. Jimenez the runner at first. Pitch to Kiner Falefa's ball one. Kiner Falefa grounds it to short. Not hit hard enough to turn two. They do get the out at first, but it advances the runners to second and third with 2 outs. And back to the top of the order in Lucas. Or I'm sorry, it'll be Miles Straw. Lucas was lifted for a pinch hitter. My mistake. First at bat for Miles Straw. Still looking for his first at bat of the World Series, or first hit of the World Series. He's 0 for 6. And Mark Pryor coming out to the mound to have a word with Dreyer. Two in scoring position with 2 outs for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays 3 for 8 tonight with runners in scoring position. Pitch to Straw, strike one. A 1. Not sure what was called there. I think time might have been called before the pitch. Pitch was delivered, but I think time was called, so it's basically a no pitch. Straw sends this one foul. That'll reach the seats. It's 0-2. Guerrero on deck. O2 pitch, swing and a miss. Straw strikes out. Blue Jays leave 2 runners stranded at second and third. Bottom of the 8th we go. Dodgers need a rally, down 6-1. Again, it's going to be Betts, Freeman, and Smith, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, due up in the bottom of the 8th inning. With the Dodgers down 6-1. Trailing 6-1, they've been out hit 10-4 tonight. Betts 0 for 3 tonight as he will lead it off in the bottom of the 8th. So Betts 1 for his last 11 in this series as he went 1 for 8 last night. And Bassett will stay out on the mound for his second inning of work in relief. So Bassett against Betts to lead it off here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch, ball 1. Betts has flown out and lined out twice. 1-0. That's lined over short and into left center for a base hit. Betts will lead off single here in the bottom of the 8th, and it'll bring up Freddie Freeman. That was just out of the reach of Jimenez at short. 5th hit of the night for the Dodgers. Freeman a couple singles tonight. He's 2 for 3. Freeman takes strike 1. Bassett's 0-1 pitch to Freddie Freeman. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Bassett's 0-2. Got him. Freeman strikes out. Went after a high one. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. And it'll bring up Will Smith. Smith hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. Smith a fly out, a ground out, and a line out. Bounces this one foul, strike 1. Luis Varland starting to loosen in the Blue Jays bullpen. Pitch to Will Smith. Inside, ball 1. Evens the count, a ball and a strike. One. Strike 2. 1-2 on Will Smith. Teoscar Hernandez on deck. 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. Bassett's 2-2 pitch. Bouncer to short. Over to second. 1 on to first. That's a double play, and that will end the bottom of the 8th inning. Blue Jays 3 outs away from evening this World Series at 2 games apiece. On to the 9th, 6-1 Toronto. Guerrero, Bichette, and Barger, 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Due up in the 9th inning for the Blue Jays. So 2 good innings in relief out of Bassett. So the Blue Jays, an emphatic answer to that heartbreaking loss last night, the 18-inning loss. Dreyer back out for his second inning of relief for the Dodgers here in the 9th. He'll face Guerrero, who's 1 for 3. 2-run homer in the 3rd. Also reached on a walk. So Guerrero steps in to lead it off here in the 9th against Jack Dreyer. First pitch, top of the 9th. Hit foul, strike 1. Guerrero now hitting 6 for 18 in the World Series. With his 1 for 3 night tonight, and he's got a second hit of the game as he sends this one into right field for a leadoff single in the 9th inning. And the batter will be Bo Bichette. Bichette is 1 for 3. Dreyer's pitch to Bichette is foul for strike 1. Bichette with an RBI single, and he's also reached on a walk. Now hitting 400 in the World Series, 4 for 10. Upstairs on the 0-1 pitch, counts even 1-1. And George Springer not in the lineup tonight for the Blue Jays. He's listed as day-to-day. Will we see him in Game 5 tomorrow? I'll have to wait and find out. 1-1 pitch misses inside, 2-1. Again, the probable Game 5 starting pitching matchup tomorrow night. Trey Savage for the Blue Jays. Blake Snell for the Dodgers. 2-1 is foul. Now 2-2. Which, unless the Dodgers can rally in the bottom of the 9th, will become a best-of-3 World Series, and the Blue Jays will take home field advantage back. 2-2 is low. Count goes full. Payoff pitch to Bichette. Bouncer to first. Freeman will tag Bichette for the out. Guerrero advances to second. One down, it'll bring up Barger. Barger 2 for 4 on the night with a couple singles. Swing and a miss by Barger, 0-1. Swing and a miss on the 0-1 pitch. It's 0-2. Called strike 3 on the 0-2 pitch. Barger strikes out. That's out number 2. And Kirk will be the batter. Kirk hitless in 4 at-bats tonight. And despite being 0 for 4 tonight, they are going to intentionally walk Kirk. It will set up a force play with runners now at first and second, and Varsho the batter. Varsho 1 for 4, swings and misses, strike 1. Oh, 1. Oh, swing and a miss. 0-2. Oh, 2. Hit foul. Count stays 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch. Called strike 3. Back-to-back called strikeouts. And that'll do it in the 9th. Last chance for the Dodgers. Teoscar Hernandez, Muncy, and Edman, 3 scheduled hitters. The Dodgers need a lot of base runners as they trail by 5 going to the bottom of the 9th. Blue Jays have put up 11 hits tonight against Dodger pitchers. 6 runs, 11 hits. They have, again, stranded a lot of men on base, though. They've stranded 9 on base tonight. 1 run, 5 hits for the Dodgers. They've stranded 6. Men left on base. It's been an ongoing problem in this series for Toronto, especially. Varland coming on to pitch to try to close this out for the Blue Jays. So both teams, 4 pitchers used tonight. Varland coming in for the 13th time in this postseason. 0-1. He's pitched 13 innings. Giving up 6 runs, 12 hits, 2 walks, 15 strikeouts. In 13 innings in the postseason, Varland has given up 4 home runs. So that's something Varland's going to have to get taken care of. So Varland to face Teoscar Hernandez to lead off the bottom of the 9th. Hernandez 1 for 3. Varland just asked to get 3 outs and get this series back evened up. First pitch, bottom 9, Teoscar Hernandez inside, ball 1. To Teoscar Hernandez, I should have said. Hernandez singled in the 6th for his hit tonight. Two and 0. Two 0 pitch. 3 and 0. Max Muncy on deck. There's a strike on a 3-0 pitch. Count now 3 and 1. Jeff Hoffman, Blue Jays closer, starting to loosen in the pen just in case Varland runs into problems. 3-1 is a strike, full count. Comes a full count payoff pitch. Ball 4, that's not what you want. A leadoff walk here in the 9th inning. Up by 5 runs. So here's Max Muncy. 1 for 3 tonight is Muncy. That's ripped to right. That's going to get down and roll to the wall. Hernandez to third will hold there. Muncy with a double. It's 2nd and 3rd for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 9th. And it'll bring up Tommy Edman. So hold the fort here. Hoffman working quickly in the bullpen now for Toronto. Meeting on the mound. Edman has singled and reached on a walk. Officially 1 for 2. Strike one. Varland's 0-1 pitch to Tommy Edman. In the dirt, 1-1. Enrique Hernandez on deck. 1-1 the count on Edman. It's 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. One, two. That's hit to third. Throw to first in time. That will get a run home, but the Blue Jays will gladly take that trade. Teoscar Hernandez comes in to score. RBI ground out makes it 6-2. So here's Enrique Hernandez. 0 for 2. He's got a sacrifice fly in the game that drove in the only Dodger run prior to this RBI ground out. That was back in the second inning. Ball one. And Enrique Hernandez on 1-0 pitch. Took the bat around too far. Counts even 1-1. Varland's 1-1 pitch. Strike two. Alex Call, the on-deck hitter. One, two. Downstairs, 2-2. Varland looks in, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Hernandez strikes out. And the Dodgers are down to their final out. It'll be up to Call to keep the game alive. Alex Call came in as a pinch hitter for Pages and struck out in his prior plate appearance. Representing the last hope in this Game 4 for the Dodgers. Varland's pitch. Strike one. Oh, 1. And the look back at second base before the pitch. And again, another look back. There is no reason whatsoever to be worried about him. You have 2 outs up by 4 runs. Again, the look back, and that's the third time, so that's gonna advance Muncy to third base. I have no idea why he's so concerned about Muncy at third base. His run means absolutely nothing. But Varlam's really concerned about him back there. Oh, 1 to call. Ball 1. One one is outside. 2-1. Varlam's 2-1 is in the air to left. And this World Series is tied at 2 games apiece. The Blue Jays bounce back from a devastating Game 3 loss to take Game 4 6-2 and even this series going to Game 5 tomorrow. Six runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. They left 9 runners on base. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. They left 7 on base. Bieber gets the win. Ohtani gets the loss for the Dodgers. In a Game 3 that took 6 hours and 39 minutes, this game tonight, 2 hours, 53 minutes. So this World Series is guaranteed to head back to Toronto for at least one game and is guaranteed to be at least a 6-gamer. Again, the Game 5 probables for tomorrow night. Trey Yesavage for the Blue Jays. Blake Snell for the Dodgers. That is your Game 5 pitching matchup in a series that is all square at 2 games apiece. As the Blue Jays take this one 6-2, the final score. Going to wrap it up here on this live stream. Again, my name is John, Sports Bonanza John on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube and you do enjoy my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe. That would really help out and go a long way for me. Also on Kick at Sports Kick John. We'll be back with you for Game 5 on the live stream tomorrow night. Same starting time, 8 o'clock Eastern, just after 5 o'clock Pacific time, for a crucial Game 5 to see who will go to Toronto in Game 6 with a 3-2 lead in this World Series. Appreciate you joining me, and I will talk to you once again on the live stream tomorrow night. Thanks a lot, everybody. Good night.